My goodness naman,
I'm
Colonel
aware.
Garma, you are the director, the city director.
I cannot
Hindi ka
recall.
pinapaniwala na hindi mo alam sa mga nangyaring ito. Ito na nagtetestimony, napatay ang kanyang anak. Ikaw, umiiyak ka dito nung kinontem ka namin sapagkat naalala mo yung anak mo. Ito, napatay yung anak niya. Sumisigaw ka pa, sinasabi mo dito, ha? Okay. Hindi ako nagagalit sa'yo. Dynamic lang ako. Naunawahan mo ako?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
To give emphasis to what I'm trying to say. Ito, nag-mention siya, during the wake of my son, Garma and their police officers arrive in my place. Ikaw pa nagsabi, nagalit ka pa at sinabi mo, why is there only one dead? There are many of them here. Nakalimutan mo ito? Hindi mo maalala?
Wala akong sinabing ganyan, Mr. Chair.
Enzorecto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
To interpolate is Congressman Keith Flores. You are recognized. You have 5 minutes. Please be reminded that today we have 2 topics that we will discuss. This is the EJK and then later on the POGO. We will continue our discussions and deliberations on the subject matter of POGO. So you have 5 minutes, Congressman Keith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I only have a few questions, Mr. Chair, since most of the questions have already been asked by Congressman Pimentel and Congressman Luistro. Mr. Colonel Mendoza, were you in the same unit as Colonel Leonardo?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Were you under him in any of the units that you served sa PNP?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Pero ang question ko lang po is, kung hindi kayo naging tao ni Colonel Leonardo in any of the units that you served in, bakit ikaw ang tinawagan niya to do this particular job?
Siguro po dahil I was the former head of the Regional Drug Enforcement Unit in NCR. Doon po kami nag-impisang magkuntakan.
Okay. Hindi naman because noted ka for doing jobs like this? Hindi naman?
Hindi po.
Hindi. So, out of the blue, tinawagan ka lang niya na ipagawa tong operation na to, sinasabi mo?
Yun nga kasi yun nga po, Your Honor, kasi I was the security officer of the former Chief PNP General Kaskulan during that time na hindi na po ako operatiba. Okay. So, ang sinabi mo kanina na in the PNP, alam mo na if operation ang sinasabi, I mean, ipapa-operate to sa'yo, it's equivalent to liquidation, sabi mo. Hindi naman po
Hindi naman.
Hindi naman po sa
But you testified to that earlier, yan na-mention mo.
During the time na kinontak niya ako, alam ko na po kung ano yung sadya niya.
Alam mo, anong sadya ni Colonel Leonardo?
Kasi po, iba yung tono
Iba yung tono.
Opo.
Ba't hindi naman niya sinabi na patayin mo?
Hindi, nasa listahan When you say nasa listahan ng drugs watch list, panahon po yun yung war on drugs
So during the war on drugs, ang sinasabi mo, pag nasa listahan ka at may utos na isali sa operation, ang equivalent niyan is liquidation. During the war on drugs.
Opo.
Okay. Now, Ma'am Garma, I have a question po. When did you issue the pick-up to General Baruga?
I cannot recall, Mr. Chair, kasi may mass procurement kami ng vehicle and all department managers and branch managers and those holding key positions,
Were given
automatic po na nagkaroon ng issuance po ng
And it
bagong
was on the same
sasakyan.
time naman?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Pagbili ng sasakyan, binigyan nila po ng list ng logistics para i-approve ko yung distribution po. At kasama po at ang, yun nga, office ng board secretary and other board of directors and managers.
Okay, now, I'll ask you a direct question po, Colonel Garma. During your stint as PCSO chair, how would you describe your relations with General
Barayuga?
Okay naman po, nag-uusap naman po kami. Wala po akong
No
natatandaan.
conflict?
None, Mr. Chair.
None. So you were not the subject of any of the investigations that were being conducted or something?
No,
Ano naman?
Mr. Chair. I could recall, Mr. Chair, nung pag-upo ko, naalala niyo po na pinatigil po lahat ng laro. That's where the President gave instruction na mag-conduct ng thorough investigation. And to my understanding po, ang NBI po ang nag-investigate. And lahat naman po ng hiningi nila, binigay ko rin naman po. I just don't know po kay Board Sec kung ano naman po yung requirement na kailangan niya i-submit as far as yung board naman is concerned, Mr. Chair.
So you would describe your working relationship as professional and cordial
Maganda
naman?
po, wala po
Maganda
kaming
naman.
conflict. Yes, nag-uusap po kami.
So
I
if we
cannot
were to
recall.
ask people in the PCSO and they would describe your relationship as ganun din sa how you described it?
Yes,
na
Mr.
okay naman?
Okay naman, Mr. Chair, kasi wala po, nagre-record lang naman po yan during board meeting. It's the board who discusses all the sensitive issues. Him as the board of the, tawag dito, secretary, he just takes note.
Okay,
Wala
so
naman po.
wouldn't it be like, how would you siguro react upon hearing the testimonies of Colonel Mendoza that it was Colonel Leonardo who gave the instructions to Colonel Mendoza na galing daw sa iyo ang utos sa ligpit kay General Barayuga?
Nagulat lang po ako, Mr.
Nagulat
Chair.
lang.
I didn't expect it po.
So this is the first time you heard na you are being implicated in the death of General Barayuga?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
First time?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You never heard about it before, kahit sa mga marites or chismis sa PNP?
Hindi, Mr. Chair.
Hindi. Okay. So you were never also investigated by any law enforcement agency as far as the death of General Barayuga was concerned?
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
No one asked you questions?
Wala pa akong maalalang may nagtanong po.
Okay. Now that you heard the testimony of Colonel Mendoza, na Colonel Leonardo supposedly directed him to do this operation on your behalf, ano ang masasabi niyo kay Colonel Leonardo po? If it is true na siya ang nagutos.
Mr. Chair, hindi ko po alam yung sinasabi po niya. I cannot speculate, Mr. Chair.
I'm not saying it's Mendoza. I'm saying that he was saying it was Leonardo. Kung totoo yun na si Leonardo, how would that make you feel po? Colonel Garma?
I cannot speculate, Mr. Chair, because the statement of Colonel Mendoza will lead to a crime. And
Okay.
I do not want to make a statement that I'm not sure whether it is right or wrong for
Isn't
now,
that
Mr.
precisely what makes it more interesting? That an active serviceman would put his career at risk and testify before this committee, admitting to some wrongdoings na at the behest of, or on your request in that of the instructions of Colonel Leonardo? Don't you find that parang odd at least?
Mr. Chair, I do not know what he is thinking right now, Mr. Chair. And this is the first time. Iniisip nga ako saan ko siya nakita or what. I cannot recall if I've met him
Okay.
or what. But ngayon ko lang po narinig din ang name niya, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Attorney Paquera, I'm sorry. I noticed that she's there. And she was your executive assistant ba? Si Attorney Paquera?
Yes, EA6 and designated as the Chief of Staff.
Okay,
of
so
my office
she was
at the
working
time.
with you at the PCSO while this General Baruga was also there?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Nagpang-abot po lahat.
Attorney Paquera, would you confirm the statement of Colonel Garma that the relations between Colonel Garma and General Baruga was okay at the time that they were both working?
I believe so, Mr. Chair.
That their relationship was professional and cordial naman?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
And would you confirm also that when the pickups were given to the employees of the PCSO, it was given en masse to all of those department heads, sabay-sabay?
I am not so sure anymore, Mr. Chair.
So hindi mo alam yan as to the
Hindi ko na po
timeline?
ma-recall po.
But you can confirm that the pickup was given? Or was assigned to General Barayuga as corporate secretary?
I cannot remember anymore, Mr. Chair, but I do remember that there was a procurement of vehicles. I just do not remember the distribution po of the vehicles.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Paquera.
Thank
Colonel
you, Mr.
Leonardo. Sir, you heard the testimony of Colonel Mendoza,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
identifying you as the person who ordered the death of General Baruga, supposedly upon the instructions of Colonel Garma. Is that correct, sir?
Hindi po totoo yun, Mr.
Hindi
Chair.
totoo. So, is there any reason, may galit ba sa'yo si Colonel Mendoza?
Actually, nakilala ko po yan. I think isang beses lang kami nag-meet.
Isang beses
yan.
lang.
I know that he's an underclass po namin.
Underclassman.
Pero maliban doon, wala na po akong, hindi ko na po siya
So, no
ganun
working
kilala.
relations with Colonel Mendoza?
Wala po.
Hindi mo
Mr.
naging
Chair.
tao before in your units?
Hindi rin po, Mr. Chair.
Hindi mo rin utusan to do something legitimate that he didn't do or something? Wala namang reason for him to be mad at you.
Lalong hindi ko po siya pwedeng utusan dahil hindi ko nga po siya ganong kilala.
Okay.
Alam ko lang underclass po siya, Mr. Chair.
So upon hearing his testimony, parang hindi ba parang nagulat ka ba or are you mad now na bakit ka dinadawit sa mga operasyong ganon or on his statement in his affidavit na ikaw yung may utos?
Nagulat nga rin po ako, Mr. Chair. Lagi na lang po ako nasasali sa mga ganito.
Para ikaw
Mr.
na lang
Chair.
lahat, ano?
Opo, mula pa noong 2016, binabanggit na po yung pangalan ko. Hindi na sila tumigil. Wala naman pong napapatunayan.
So,
Kaya,
ang sinasabi mo po is like
suspected.
yung mga belief ng mga members ng PNP na malakas ka at na kung anong sinasabi mo is usually nangyayari naman and that they're afraid to go against you because you supposedly have the ear of the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Is that correct? O chismis lang din yan?
Hindi po, malapit po ako sa term po na Tagalog. Ako po malapit naman talaga sa presidente dahil una-una, kilala po namin siya dahil naging taga Davao na po
Yeah.
ako eh.
Pero as a police officer naman po, you would never, in any instance, give an order to kill another person. Is that correct?
Hindi po.
Never.
Hindi po.
You would
po.
never do that. Tama?
Hindi ko po gagawin yun.
Okay,
Lalong-lalo na dun sa Class 83 po yung
Class
yung
83 ng PNA,
pinag-uusapan
correct?
dito. Napakadelikado po nun. Kaya ko pong umarap sa lahat ng Class 83 na ako wala po akong kinalalaman dyan sa nangyari na yan.
Alright. Same with you, Colonel Garma, di ba? As a police officer and as a former government employee, you would never, at any instance, order the death of any other person.
Yes,
Correct?
Mr. Chair.
Never talaga.
Hindi po, lalong-lalo na po kasamahan ko pa sa opisina. Mabait po yung taong yun, Mr.
Mabait
Chair.
yun.
Wala akong naalalang ginawa niyang hindi mabuti po.
Eh sa sobrang bait niya, you would not have anything in mind or anyone in mind who might wish him harm.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Sa pagkaalam mo.
Wala akong maisip nung time na yun po. What I did lang po nung namatay, inayos na lang po namin yung libing niya and everything po.
Okay. Now, Colonel Mendoza, I'm sure you will be attacked no after giving this statement, no? Were you at any time promised a promotion to testify before this committee?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Were you promised money or any other thing just to testify before this committee?
Wala po.
Wala. Tinakot ka ba ng mga chairman dito or ng any other member of the House?
Hindi po.
Okay, and you are confirming again na ang sinabi mo ay totoo and kung anong nangyari as far as you can remember. Tama?
Opo, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no other questions.
Thank you, Congressman Keith Flores. The next to interpolate is the chair of the Committee on Human Rights, Congressman Abante. You are recognized and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Of course, Mr. Chair, Colonel Leonardo, you will deny all of the statement given by Lieutenant Colonel Mendoza, just like you denied that you were on hand in the killing of a 3 Chinese drug lord in Davao Penal Colony. Am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
I remember during that time, Colonel Padilla is here, that Art Narsoles, you directed Art Narsoles to talk with Tata about killing those 3 drug lords. And even Colonel Padilla, in his testimony, testified it. You're denying it, am I right?
May I be clarified?
You are denying it, am I right? Yes or no?
Denying what, Mr. Chair? Pakiulit
My
po
goodness, I have asked the question already and I know you understood my question. Colonel Padilla, you have testified here in this committee that Colonel Leonardo is part of it. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Are you denying it?
I'm denying it, Mr. Chair.
You're denying it also, a testimony of Colonel Mendoza. Am I right?
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to hold in contempt Colonel Leonardo. So move, Mr. Chair.
Chairman Abante, earlier, he was already cited in contempt.
Oh, okay. Na-contempt
And
na.
there was
Di ba
already...
pwedeng pangalawang contempt?
We will just probably allow him to
Okay.
serve the first contempt order and then later on we decide.
May I
if he's
continue
still-
on? Okay. Colonel Garma, nabanggit mo sa test question ni Congressman Flores na ngayon mo lang nalaman itong mga bagay na ito.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Si Mr. Ramon Tulfo on September 17, ito ang sinabi niya. Pakinggan mo mabuti ha. Ang sabi ni Mon Tulfo, inuulit ko ang aking suggestion. Ibig sabihin, he suggested that before na dapat imbestigahan si dating PCSO General Manager Ronia Garma sa pagpatay kay PCSO Board Member Wesley Barayugan. Maraming naniniwala na si Garma ang utak sa pananambang kay Barayugan, isang retired Brigadier General na miyembro ng PMA Class 1983. Si Barayugan kasi bilang board member ng PCSO ang umaharang sa pagbibigay ni Garma ng mga STL franchises sa kanyang mga kaibigan. You deny that, am I right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ito pa, natutuloy ko ha. Di pa nalulutas ang pagpatay kay Barayugan. That's why these people here came to testify. And I'm telling it to you right now, as I can notice the testimony of Colonel Mendoza here. I have never seen any police officer weep before this committee or any committee for that matter. This man, I believe, is telling the truth, Colonel Garma. Mon Tulfo, I believe, is telling the truth. Now, tutuloy ko ha, may news blackout noon sa assassination ni Barayugan dahil alam ng mga investigador, ito ha, na si Garma at Pangulong Digong ay magsyota. Totoo o hindi?
Hindi po totoo, Mr. Chair.
May mga report na yung anak ni Garma na may kapansanan na anak din ni Digong. Ito totoo, di ba?
Mr. Chair, can we spare my daughter, Mr. Chair? She has nothing
Hindi po
to
totoo
do
yun,
with
di ba?
this. Yes, it's
Oo.
not true.
Napilitang alisin ni Digong sa PCSO si Garma nang umangal na ang mga generals at colonels na mga graduate din ng PMA gaya ni Barayugan. Hindi rin po totoo to, hindi ba?
Wala akong
Hindi
alam.
rin, no? Therefore, naging sinungaling si Montulfo, naging sinungaling si Colonel Mendoza, naging sinungaling si Nelson Mariano. Am I right?
Opinion nila yun, Mr. Chair.
Then, am I
Para sa
right?
akin
Yes
po,
or no?
Para sa akin, hindi po totoo
Nagsisinungaling ba sila?
lahat. I cannot... Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, now, let me go back. Let me go back when you were the chief of police of Cebu City. Nandito ang affidavit ni Baby Rosales na ang kanyang anak ay napatay nung ikaw ang chief of police ng Cebu City. Naalala mo?
Wala po akong natatandaan po, Mr.
October 4, 2018. Hindi ba ikaw ang chief of police ng
Yeah, I am
Cebu
the-
City at that time?
Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair. I'm the
Okay,
city
siya po
director.
ay napatay nung panahon na ikaw ang chief of police.
I'm the city director. There are station commanders
Ito ang
under...
affidavit ni Baby Rosales.
Yes.
Alright. Now, Merong case summary dito ng sworn statement ni Miss Raquel Lopez. Naalala mo si Raquel Lopez?
No, Mr. Chair.
Hindi mo naalala. Ito ang sinabi niya para malaman mo. Sa wikang Ingles na tinanscribe ni William Reyes, ang sabi niya, during the wake of my son, Garma and her police officers arrived in my place. Those who were attending the wake scampered away from seeing them. Garma was enraged as she hollered out and strut around. She was angry at us for holding a wake on the death of my son. She yelled out, "Why is there only one dead? There are many of them here." You are also denying that.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You are.
Yes. I am denying it. Wala akong sinabing ganyan, Mr. Chair.
You were the chief police at that time in Cebu City.
City Director, Mr. Chair.
You are the city director at that time. Therefore, you know this incident. Hindi pwedeng ikaw, city director, na hindi mo alam ang insidenteng ito. My goodness naman,
I'm
Colonel
aware.
Garma, you are the director, the city director.
I cannot
Hindi ka
recall.
pinapaniwala na hindi mo alam sa mga nangyaring ito. Ito na nagtetestimony, napatay ang kanyang anak. Ikaw, umiiyak ka dito nung kinontem ka namin sapagkat naalala mo yung anak mo. Ito, napatay yung anak niya. Sumisigaw ka pa, sinasabi mo dito, ha? Okay. Hindi ako nagagalit sa'yo. Dynamic lang ako. Naunawahan mo ako?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
To give emphasis to what I'm trying to say. Ito, nag-mention siya, during the wake of my son, Garma and their police officers arrived in my place. Ikaw pa nagsabi, nagalit ka pa at sinabi mo, why is there only one dead? There are many of them here. Nakalimutan mo ito? Hindi mo maalala?
Wala akong sinabing ganyan, Mr. Chair.
Well, sworn statement ito
Yes,
ni
Your
Miss
Honor.
Raquel Lopez. Sworn statement. Gusto ko lang sabihin sa iyo, when we cited you in contempt, you are weeping before your lawyer because you remember your own child na maiiwan, a special child. Buhay siya eh. Buhay siya, Colonel Garma. Umiiyak ka na, buhay siya. Ito patay. Ikaw ang city director. Ito patay. Nagsalita ka pa. Nagsalita ka ba dito? Ang sabi mo, bakit isa lang ang namatay? Bakit isa lang ang pinatay? Oh, samantalang napakarami nila. And you're telling me now, you're denying that, Mr. Chair? Di mo lang siguro maalala at baka nakalimutan mo sa matagal na ito eh. 2018 pa ito eh. Baka nakalimutan mo. Ipinapaalala ko lamang sa iyo, you're under oath here, ha? And we are trying to pass legislation so that this will not happen again. Mr. Chair, ano ang gusto mong sabihin? Tell it to us now. Lie under your teeth. Tell us. Colonel Garma, ako, hindi ko akalain bilang ikaw isang babae, no? Magagawa mo ito. You're denying it right now. You're denying everything right now. Ang dami mo nang dinenay, Colonel Garma. At nakikita po ng taong bayan dito, napakalaki ng problema ng ating kapulisan na katulad ng marami mga eskalawag na dapat malaman ito ng Director General Marbil na dapat niyang asikasuhin ang ayusin ang nangyayari sa Philippine National Police. This person here, si Lieutenant Colonel Mendoza, tinitingnan mo siya when he was testifying before us, when he was reading his affidavit, nakatingin ka sa kanya, nakasimangot ka sa kanya, galit ka sa kanya. And this guy is weeping before us while he was saying this. while you are angry at him. Nelson Mariano testified, 2 of them against you and against Colonel Leonardo. 2 against you, both of you. And you're denying it. Listen, akala nyo ba politics itong ginagawa namin? Kung sinasabi po ni Colonel Mendoza, natatakot siya sa buhay niya. Kami ba, matapang ba kami? Hindi ko kami matapang, pero kinakailangan namin gawin to upang maayos na natin ang problema sa ating bansa. Hindi ba gusto mo rin ayusin, Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Gusto mo yung ayusin, Colonel Leonardo? Gusto nyo rin ayusin, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ayusin natin. Magsabi kayo ng totoo. Look, I will be recommending to the Quad Committee that the DOJ, who is right now hearing this, make charges against you. My goodness, hindi kami korte. Pero alam nyo, binanggit na namin sa inyo lahat ng legislation na nais naming gawin. Upang sabihin po sa taong bayan na ito pong hearing na ito is not trying to prosecute you as criminals. But we would like to draft and file legislation that would finally stop all of the things that we are hearing right now. Ito, kayo na pa kita pinagmamasdan Mr. Chair. When Colonel Mendoza was actually reading his affidavit, and he was already weeping, and you're there looking at him, angry at him. These are 2 people against you. Nais niyo po ba na kami ay magdagdag pa ng mga testimony against you to prove that you are lying to us? Ayan. Ayan si Attorney Conti is there. Hindi lang po nakapunta rito ang mga witnesses, Mr. Chair, sapagkat sila ay hindi makaalis sa kanilang mga trabaho. The witnesses are poor families and they cannot get out of their jobs. But they want to be here and they want to testify against you people that did not even give due process to those that you killed. Whether they are drug pushers or mistaken identity, yet all Filipinos must be accorded due process. Am I right, Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Right.
Your Honor.
Now, naniniwala ka sa aming mandate dito na dapat namin itong imbestigahan upang finally we'll put an end to these things. Nais kong sabihin sa inyo, gusto ko na rin matapos ito sapagkat nakakapagod na rin pakinggan ang mga kasinungalingan ninyo. Nakakapagod na, Mr. Chair. Pero look itutuloy po namin ito. Bakit? Sapagkat ang Kongreso ang gumagawa ng batas. Gumagawa ng batas upang matigil na lahat ng mga bagay na ito. Mr. Chair, yun lamang po ang gusto kong sabihin.
May hulanong salita na ang ibig sabihin dito ay ang pagkakaisa. Bunyog Party List. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na.
Sa susunod, ang atinang suportahan, Bunyog Party List, nagtataguyod ng katotohanan, lumalaban para sa bayan.